All right. So, you guys sent us a bunch of stuff about change management certifications.
Mm.
And it seems like everyone's really thinking about this now with,
Especially with AI.
especially with AI, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do we get people on board
How do we manage this change?
with all of this new tech coming in?
Yeah.
So we wanted to kind of take a look and see what we could find in terms of,
Yeah, which ones are really relevant?
which ones are really relevant and why, right?
Absolutely.
Because there's a ton out there.
Yeah, and it's interesting, the thing that really struck me when I was looking through all this material
Right.
was that the potential of AI is huge.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, everybody's talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
But the real success of these projects
Mm-hmm.
hinges on managing the human element.
The people.
The people.
Yeah, and one of the sources had this crazy stat,
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
80%
Yeah.
of AI projects
Don't meet expectations.
don't meet expectations.
And,
And that's,
a lot of that comes down to people.
yeah, it's not the tech.
It's not the technology itself. It's how organizations are managing the people side of things.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, and it's not just, your typical tech implementation.
Right.
They're saying that these AI projects are twice as complex as traditional technology projects.
Wow.
So you can't just treat it like,
Like a software upgrade or something.
yeah, you need to have a very thoughtful and specialized approach to change management.
So that's what we're looking at today.
Yeah, let's dive into these certifications.
Okay, so the ones that you sent over that seemed to be the most the most talked about were Prosci, Kotter, CMI, ACMP, CCMP, and then ACERTARE DOIT.
Yeah, a good mix.
So we want to kind of unpack each of those.
Right, and see how they fit into this whole AI landscape.
Exactly. And then beyond those specific certifications, the sources you sent also talked a lot about just this general idea of keeping people at the heart of AI.
Yes, human-centered AI.
Human-centered AI. And there were a couple of frameworks in there too, like LENI
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
and DOIT.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about those as well.
Sounds good.
Okay, so,
All right, where do we start?
well, let's start with Prosci,
Okay.
because it seems like they've really, leaned into the AI space.
Yeah, I was impressed with their program.
Yeah.
They have a change management certification program for AI adoption.
Okay, so specifically for AI.
Right. It's not just general change management where you're trying to figure out how it applies to AI.
That's good. That's helpful.
Yeah. And they incorporate all their core models.
Okay.
So they've got ADK.
Awareness, desire, knowledgeability, and reinforcement.
Yes, exactly.
I remember that one.
And they also use their three-phase process and the PCT model.
Oh, right. And in this AI-specific program, do they have people like work on their own projects or something?
Yeah, that's what I really liked about it.
Okay.
Participants actually apply the concepts to their own AI projects.
So it's not just theoretical.
No, they actually develop a change management plan specifically for their organization.
Oh, that's really helpful.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Very hands-on.
Very practical.
Okay. And then after you get the certification, is that it?
No, they also provide access to their Hub Solution Suite.
Okay. What's that?
It's got a research hub, a knowledge hub, and Proxima.
Oh, wow. So a lot of resources.
Yeah, a full year of access.
A full year. Okay.
So you're not just left on your own.
That's good because I feel like with AI, things change so fast.
Right, exactly. It's constantly evolving.
So that's important to have that.
Yeah, and Prosci is pretty well recognized globally.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They're used by a lot of Fortune 100 companies.
Oh, wow.
So it seems to be a pretty effective methodology.
All right. That sounds pretty promising.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Kotter?
Oh, Kotter.
Everybody knows Kotter, right?
Yeah. Very well known in the field.
And they have that,
Their 8-step model?
yeah, the 8-step model for leading change.
Yes.
Which is create urgency,
Build a guiding coalition.
form a strategic vision, communicate the vision,
Remove obstacles. Generate short-term wins.
sustain acceleration, and institute change.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of steps.
It is, but it's a very comprehensive approach.
And it's all about leadership, right?
Very much so.
Okay, so now this is interesting.
What's that?
It doesn't seem like they have a specific AI change certification,
No, not specifically branded as such,
but their methodology.
but their methodology is definitely
Yeah,
applicable.
they do tech-driven change.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there are certifications out there that integrate the Kotter framework with AI,
Like what?
like the Certified AI Manager.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so you're still getting those core principles.
Right. So even if it doesn't say AI in the title, it's still relevant.
Very much so.
Okay. And how is their training delivered?
They've got a variety of formats: online, virtual instructor-led, and in person.
Okay, so pretty flexible.
Yeah, very
And
flexible.
they're also globally recognized, right?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Used in a lot of digital transformations stuff.
Yeah, so they've got a good track record.
Okay, great. So Prosci Kotter,
Now let's talk about CMI.
the Change Management Institute.
Yes.
Now, they're a little different,
Right. They're
right?
different.
It's not so much about a specific methodology.
Right, it's more about competency.
Okay.
They have a 3-tiered accreditation system.
Okay, tell me about that.
You've got foundation specialist and master.
Okay, so like a career path.
Exactly, and it's all based on their competency models and the CMBO.
The change management body of knowledge.
Yes, that's it.
A mouthful.
It is, but it provides a really structured approach to professional development.
Okay, that makes sense. And no, I didn't see anything about a specific AI certification.
No, not a dedicated program.
But they do have some resources on AI.
Oh yeah, they're definitely engaging with the topic.
Okay, like what?
They have stuff on change and transformation with AI, and even AI books for change managers.
Oh, wow, so they're aware of it.
Yeah, they're recognizing the intersection.
Even if they don't have a specific certification yet.
Exactly.
Okay. And do they do online training as well?
Yes, they collaborate with APMG for course development and offer online options.
Okay. So that's good.
Yeah, makes it more accessible.
And they're also globally recognized.
Yes, very much so.
So that's a good one to keep in mind.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've done Prosci Kotter CMI,
What's next?
ACMP,
Yes, the CCMP.
the Certified Change Management Professional.
Now, this one's a bit unique.
Yeah, how so?
It's not a training program.
Really?
It's a certification that validates your expertise.
Oh, okay, so it's more like a credential.
Exactly. Based on the ACMP standard for change management.
So it's saying you've reached a certain level?
Yes, a globally recognized standard.
Okay, so how do you get it?
You need 21 hours of aligned training,
Oh, okay.
a detailed application with essays,
Oh, wow.
and then a final exam.
So it's pretty rigorous.
Yeah, it's not just a quick online course.
Okay. And do they care where you get your training?
Not as long as it meets their standard.
Oh, interesting.
So you could even do the Prosci training for AI.
And that would count towards the CCMP.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So you could kind of combine them.
Exactly.
Okay. And then this one is really about recognizing experience, right?
Yeah, it's for people who are already working in change management.
Okay. So it's less about learning the basics.
And more about validating your existing skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And this one is also globally recognized.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Very highly regarded.
So if you're already a pro,
This is a good way to showcase your expertise.
all right. So ACMP, CCMP.
Last but not least, we have ACERTARE DOIT.
Okay. Tell me about this one.
This one's all about ethics.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's based on the ethical DIT model.
What's that stand for?
Discover, observe, ideate, transform.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And is this recognized by anyone?
Yes, it's recognized by ACMP.
Oh, okay. So another connection there.
Exactly. And I think the ethical focus is really important for AI.
Yeah, for sure. With all the talk about bias and data and all that.
You need to be thinking about these things.
Absolutely. So this certification.
It includes virtual classroom training, a case study, and individual coaching.
Oh, wow. So it's pretty in-depth.
Yeah, they really want you to understand the DOIT model.
And apply it to real situations.
Exactly. And the coaching is a nice touch.
Yeah, get that personalized feedback.
Mm.
Okay, so that's a good overview of the 5.
Yeah, a lot to consider.
A lot to consider, but now let's zoom out a bit
Okay.
and think about the specific challenges of adopting AI.
Yeah, because it's not just any change initiative.
Right. It's got its own quirks.
Its own set of considerations.
So what are we talking about here?
Well, you know, job roles are going to change.
Of course.
People are worried about their jobs.
Isn't that a big one?
Yeah. And you need to build a culture that's actually adaptable to AI.
A culture that embraces it.
Yeah. And it's not just about the technology.
Right. It's about the people.
It's about how people feel about the technology.
Yeah, that trust issue.
Exactly. If they feel like it's being forced on them.
They're going to resist.
Absolutely.
And one of the sources talked about this LENI framework.
Oh, I like that one.
Learn, engage, navigate, innovate.
Yeah.
And I think this really gets at the human-centered approach.
Yes, it's all about the people.
So how does it work?
Well, it identifies different roles.
Okay.
The AI sponsor, the AI integrator, the AI user, and the AI advocate.
Oh, wow. So it breaks it down.
Yeah, and it provides a structure for making AI understandable and relevant for each role.
So everyone feels involved.
Exactly, and it's built on some key principles.
Okay.
Transparency, so people understand how AI works.
Right. No black box.
Controllability, so humans are still in control.
That's important.
Value alignment. So AI initiatives actually support business goals.
Not just tech for tech's sake.
And a clear sense of purpose.
So everyone knows why we're doing this.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really interesting. And then there was another framework in the sources.
Oh, you mean DOIT?
Yes. Discover, observe, ideate, transform.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And we talked about this with the ACERTARE certification.
Right. It emphasizes ethical considerations.
Yeah, and it's very people-centered.
It encourages reflection and continuous improvement.
Okay, so how do the stages work?
Well, you start by discovering the underlying needs.
Okay.
Then you observe the current context and potential impacts.
So you're really analyzing the situation.
Exactly. Then you ideate solutions,
So coming up with ideas.
and then you transform the organization
And it's all done in a very human-focused way.
with ethics at the forefront.
Okay, so I'm seeing some connections here.
Yeah,
LNI and DOIT.
they work well together.
Yeah, LNI is more about the roles.
And DOIT is the ethical framework.
And if you combine those two
You got a really powerful approach
for human-centered AI adoption.
that's both successful and sustainable.
And the sources had some really interesting data on this.
Oh yeah, about the ROI.
Yeah, projects with strong change management.
Can see up to 43% higher ROI.
That's huge.
It is. And they're more likely to stay on schedule and on budget.
So it's not just about avoiding the bad stuff.
It's about maximizing the benefits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so to wrap up,
Yeah, let's summarize.
what are the key takeaways here?
Well, each certification has its strengths.
Right.
Prosci is a great for that direct AI focus.
Okay.
Kotter's leadership approach is valuable for any big transformation.
Mm-hmm.
CMI provides a solid competency framework.
Yeah.
ACMP, CCMP validates your experience.
Right.
And ACERTARE DOIT brings in that crucial ethical perspective.
So no one a right answer.
Depends on your needs.
Your specific context.
Exactly.
What are your main thoughts?
For me, it always comes back to the human element.
Yeah.
We can have all the tech in the world,
Right.
but if we don't engage our people,
It's not going to work.
it won't be successful or sustainable.
And that's a good point to end on, I think.
Yeah. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Well, we've talked about all these certifications and frameworks, but the real question is, how do you actually put this into practice?
Right. How do you make it real in your organization?
Exactly. So I want you to think about this.
Okay.
How can you combine these structured methodologies
Like the certifications,
with those human-centered AI principles
like LENI and DOIT.
to create a really successful and sustainable AI adoption strategy?
That's the challenge.
And that's the opportunity.
And that's where the real value lies.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.